moving on, child. Moving on. Let's start taking a look at some of these rents due eviction stories, child. Now, this one is a year old, but we're gonna work our way up, child. In Baltimore, landlords evict non-paying tenants years into the pandemic. Now, what did they think was gonna happen? I'm telling you, people really think that they just gonna be out here living for free. Y'all better go on out of the country, come back and pretend you're an asylum seeker. That'd be your best bet.
The sheriff's office tells me they conducted 40 evictions over the last 10 days. And on the day I saw a Baltimore County constable, he told me he had 7 on his schedule that day. Tonight, the perspectives of 3 landlords granted court-ordered evictions. With a knock on the door and a turn of the key,
the process server or the sheriff, the deputy, that's got to be the worst. Go ahead and go into a house and you don't know what's on the other side of that damn door. Child, I couldn't do it.
An eviction begins. The landlord claiming it's been 2 years with no rental payments.
I can't keep people living in my house for nothing. I have taxes and property taxes, insurance on the house.
You can't.
And I got maintenance to do on this house, yeah. And I can't be donating money to people to live for free on me.
Paul Steffler owns more than 30 properties in Essex, Dundalk, and Middle River. He says throughout the COVID pandemic, he tried to work with his tenants, but only 2 out of 8 who applied received rental assistance. He says he finally got a judge to grant this eviction, allowing him to bring in workers to remove a wheelchair, a child's playpen, other furniture, and belongings. For 24 hours, this will be allowed to stay here in the front yard. After that, if the tenants don't remove it, the homeowner has the right to dispose of it.
In my experiences, this is not a bad turnover. I won't have much work to do here.
Brian is a landlord who doesn't want us to disclose his last name. 11 News began talking.
Child, we don't want to know your last name, but we've seen some destroyed places, okay? And the first landlord talking about what I'm supposed to do. How many times we said that? What I'm supposed to do? Have you live for free while I sit here and suffer and take care of your ass? I don't know you. I don't know you. Okay? But you know that's what they think. You got a wheelchair, so somebody that's potentially disabled. You got a car seat and a playpen, so then that means that's a kid. At least they probably ran out of here, child. But shout out to Coonley. That's what I was thinking too. I would not be renting to nobody in no damn hood because they'll just come back. Child, we know how it is. We know how it is.
Talking to him last October about this house he rents out in Northeast Baltimore and how for more than a year, some of his tenants refused to pay.
I had to do a bankruptcy because I was, they were coming for my house.
His rental property was about to be sold at tax sale because of a delinquent tax bill and a hefty $6,000 water bill.
I was kind of conflicted about even discussing it, but because it's embarrassment to me because I've never, I look at that as a bit of a failure, but it was something I had to do to regroup.
Do you want to be a landlord anymore?
No.
That ain't gonna be too good for some people, child. Man had to go file bankruptcy, child. Woo! But landlords don't go through nothing. They just greedy. They got all this money. It's not right. It's not fair. They should be nice. They should be kind. They should have a heart. They should be understanding when the people who are not paying don't have all of those qualities. But the landlord should have it for a complete stranger who signed something and say that they would pay, understanding that you may have trouble, and he tried to work with them, Woo! A thankless job.
No, this is it for me.
Juanita Fox also began talking to us back in October, upset about the financial stress she faced due to the pandemic and a non-paying tenant.
So she's like, well, I don't have to pay rent. Well, you do have to pay rent if you're going to stay here. There's nothing you can do about it.
Here is a rental property.
So how many people do y'all think said that during the pandemic? How many of y'all think, seriously, I think a lot of people said that, specifically a bunch of women, specifically a bunch of single moms, single women said, you can't make me pay because they said you don't have to pay temporarily. So they just thought that, I'm telling you, these people thought this was going to last forever and had not ne'er one bit of a plan on how they were going to do anything about it. We've seen many landlords talk about how they was getting their new TVs and cars and everything else that they was doing, but wasn't out here trying to pay no damn rent. Or well, I'm not gonna say mortgage. We only gonna talk about rent right now. But they just knew this was gonna last forever, and the president was gonna take care of it for them, and we was gonna just live for free for the rest of our lives. I ain't got to pay you nothing. So with that type of attitude, then when the time comes, we supposed to help you when you had that attitude all this time. Cause how you talk to people makes a daggone bit of difference. But you can't tell nobody nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing. You don't know. You don't know what we're going through, the inflation, the economy, the interest, blah, 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 blah.
That I didn't receive rent for 9 months.
Recently, Fox says she finally got a court-ordered eviction and her property back.
Sheriff came, and we did get a locksmith to change all locks.
While she is getting out of the business, Steffler plans to keep renting his houses. But what about Brian?
It's a labor of love, and I've gotten beaten down, kind of. It's this pandemic.
Rid of it.
Brian is unsure.
Now I'm telling you yes, but it's very possible I'm going to turn it over to the pros.
He may hire a management company.
Oh yeah, do that.
Now, all three landlords tell me, despite numerous efforts, they did not get the back rent that is owed to them.
Nobody think about that part. All they do is think about themselves. And even if they go ahead and get the daggone a judgment in order to get the money back, if the people ain't working, you ain't getting no money back. But you have to do a whole nother case in order to get the daggone judgment, child. Everybody know everything and don't know nothing. Woo! Good luck to all those landlords, child. Moving on, child. Moving on. North Hollywood residents outraged over eviction displacement by HGTV stars. So this is 1 month ago, y'all. And how long has the strike been going on? About a month. Woo! Hitting Hollywood, child.
Residents in North Hollywood are flipping out. They're outraged over a reality star's next flip or flop renovation project. HGTV star Tariq Al Musa has plans to build a massive apartment complex in the North Hollywood Arts District.
But the tenants who live in the property say they are being evicted. Some have lived there for 45 years.
Do I even need to say anything? Do I even need to say anything? 45 years you were renting. You were in someone else's something and no plan for if anything ever changed. And now, because whatever happened, because I'm not really sure. So that's Tariq Musad from Flip or Flop. Him and his wife, Christina, used to be married and do that together. Then they got divorced and she done been married 2 more times, had a couple kids. That's a whole different story, child. And then he had cancer, and I believe he's married again. So that's what he does in Hollywood. He been doing it for daggone years. He got his own daggone show. He come through sight unseen most of the time from what I see on TV. Take the damn house, flip it, sell it, do all the renovations, all that stuff. Now all of a sudden it's a problem here because he a TV show person, but you renting for 45 effing years. You don't know his situation. It's okay. You can rent. The last time we seen somebody rent for that long, I believe it was down in Miami. And that's exactly what people were saying in the comments. You don't know the situation. What I know is if someone is in control of you, then you are at their mercy, period. Okay? But you can't tell nobody nothing, especially these biatches. Shout out to Blade for another 5. Thank you so much, honey. Said the racism they are experiencing, the stress they're going through means the rent just don't work the same. Absolutely, I agree.
The racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
Chris Wolf live in North Hollywood with details of this reno outrage. Chris.
Absolutely. Micah and Sandra, Tariq El Musa of Flip or Flop fame, boy, that's a tongue twister, well, he wants to turn this 100-year-old apartment building into a state-of-the-art residential complex. But the people who live here say they're not going anywhere.
Look at them damn numbers. What kind of numbers is this? Child, what is 11,055 and a half? 11,057, 11,057 and
until they have some serious discussions with Tarek and company about their future.
So the people sitting up there renting all this time who signed something that said that they would rent now are being told you got to go, and they need to have a discussion about their future as adults with the person who's about to. Yo, I'm so sick of these people. I'm so sick of these people. Who the F do you think you are? You have no leverage here. You own absolutely nothing.
First of all, you are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
And we're going to be building 138 units in the heart of North Hollywood. Super cool, super modern. On the rooftop, there's going to be a pool, cabana, chairs.
He calls it the biggest flip he's ever done. HGTV star Tarek El Moussa wants to turn this dilapidated apartment building that's been standing since 1925, more sturdily at certain times than others, into
1925. It looked like it's all boarded up. This notice of whatever the hell this is. It looked like this an old ass street sign. And y'all want this is the same old story. I want to stay. You can't make me go. It's not like stuff. I can't afford to leave, so now it's your problem. I can't afford to do anything, so now it's your problem.
To this hip and presumably high-priced residential community. The location is Hartsook Street in North Hollywood, walking distance from the trendy Arts District. There's just one problem, or a few.
We're not leaving until we're treated fairly.
Current tenants in the rent-controlled building say the pandemic made tough times even tougher. To make matters worse, they say they've already suffered at the...
Y'all, look at this house. Y'all, look at this house. Is it boarded up? Oh, this is the one that had the front... This is the side of the same damn house. This mess is falling apart. This gutter thing is falling down. You can't see in, you can't see. Look at this, what is it? The lawn, the grass, whatever, the weeds, whatever you want to call it. Woo, child.
The hands of their previous landlord, who turned to violence to try to force them out. He was ultimately convicted on federal charges of murder for hire plots and various arson charges involving their North Hollywood bungalows.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Yo, the last oh my God, it's not funny. The last landlord had a M for hire and arson to get him out. What in the world? OMG, that sounds Hollywoodish. Shout out to y'all who are in California. That sounds like a damn movie. What the F? I would be scared to still live here, to be perfectly honest with you. I gotta go on the strength of all that. It's just not worth it. I gotta go. I'm going. Peace. See you. Deuces. I'm out. Not gonna be able to do it. Woo, they really want to stay here, y'all. Because it's rent controlled, I guess. I don't know. Shout out to Blade for another 5. Appreciate you. He said, bet my 12-man tent is looking better and better. Rent just went up from $1,200 to $3,000 a month. Might as well live in a damn tent instead of sitting around here waiting on the M for hire and arson. What the F? Y'all, that's like the craziest thing I've heard. That's the craziest thing I have heard, child. Woo! Shout out to everybody that is here. Appreciate you. Please hit the like button.
And so we have one scumbag slumlord who is in jail now for murder for hire and arson on our building. And now we have TV Town trying to take over.
Tenants say they received...
Girl, you live in TV Town. You in Hollywood. What the hell? She's saying that like Tarek coming in is the same as the man that did M for hire and arson. Girl, he's buying the place. That's totally two different things. She trying to equate it as the damn same. You can't make this ish up.
Ellis Act evictions. Under state law, landlords have the unconditional right to evict tenants to go out of business. Relocation payments under the Ellis Act range from $10,000 to $30,000 per unit. Standard notice is 120 days. Seniors or disabled tenants have up to 1 year to vacate.
So we've heard about that before. So not only are they giving them time, they're giving them money, and they're going to help them out to move, and that's still not enough. Well, what more? Do you know what they want? They want to be able to stay there in this crap, okay? Let you go ahead and make everything up, and then move on over to the new thing and pay the same amount of money, and then you can go over here to that stuff once the other side is done and I can move in. People got nerve, y'all. People got nerve. You getting $10,000 to $30,000, and you getting time, and you getting help, and you still not satisfied. When somebody could just come in and say F you, get the F out, toss your stuff out front, and people are just never satisfied. People are crazy out here, y'all. People are just crazy.
The North Hollywood Bungalow Court people say they're reading that new construction is supposed to start now.
We invited Tarek to come to the space, come talk to tenants, come hear from our senior and disabled neighbors who are going to be displaced.
For those people who say this is progress, this is growth, this is capitalism, this is what happens in life, how do you respond?
I think I think capitalism can be very violent. And
out of everything there, all he can focus on and talk about is capitalism. That's the only thing he can talk to.
Because this is what it has led to.
The project website says the goal here is to work closely and respectfully with the current tenants, providing proper move-out compensation, making 100% sure that the relocation is performed according to the law. And by the way, the new complex will have 14 low-income units. Live in North Hollywood.
Look at that. They could possibly move back in there. But no, you're going to do it the way that I want you to do it because I'm me. And that's what I said. And this is inconvenient for me because I wasn't expecting it. So do what I want. I don't care what you say, even though you are the owner. The entitlement. The absolute entitlement. But you know what? That's why you got asylum seekers over here that are able to work and make $3,000 every 2 weeks or whatever the hell they said a month while they get this and get that because they out here doing the daggone jobs instead of sitting over here like these people who own nothing, who have no stake in any of that, thinking that they have leverage, wasting time, wasting life hours, thinking they're going to tell Tarek, the damn person who has the actual money, the means, and the ways to do all this, what he gonna do. They out there sitting up here trying to tell him, you not gonna tell me. And little do they know, he certainly is about to tell them. I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You heard what I said? Because I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you.
6 people have been shot.
Woo! Shout out to Ocean Water in the building. And I agree with you, but I just wanted to try to act like maybe it was a possibility. He said they can't afford them low-income units. No, they can't. I probably maybe could afford the low-income units because I can't afford the other ones. But woo! Ain't nobody trying to live in, I'm not trying to live in California. Shout out to everybody living in California. Moving on, child. Moving on. We in Atlanta, child. From 2 days ago. 2 days ago, y'all. Emergency town hall held for South Fulton complex known for violence. Shout out to Tim Plus in the building. Appreciate you, honey. Thank you for the support. He said, in the words of little Ludacris, roll out. Exactly. Time to go. Get your ass on. You ain't got to go, but you got to get the hell out of here. However that happened. But they said, and I hope Tarek don't go meet with none of them. Tell them to go ahead and get the F out.
Leave me. You know, get the fuck out.
That be physically. We do not care.